Okay, it says I'm live. And turn your lights on. Is this thing working? Let's see there. Yeah, looks like it's coming. Well, your cats are waiting. There comes one. Okay, that's what I thought. So we gotta turn that way down. I can tell it's working. You don't need to hear the echo of me talking to me. You talking to me. You talking to me? There. My move stands water. And I just got a little swag to open. Make fun of myself. Yes, I know. But the people have things to do. So we got to do it, Stanley. As Otis Gibbs would say, have your coffee ready, whatever you want to drink. I would drink something else if that wasn't working. I don't care what time it is. But anyway, apparently Otis Gibbs has enough subscribers, followers, fans, whatever, that if he doesn't say, if you don't drink coffee, that's okay, he gets comments, which is silly. So thanks to whoever watched the karaoke. Here, put it again, and I'm going to download this. So I'm doing this live to see how it works. Volume's fine, I think, right? Um, and then I'm going to, what? No, I'm not doing anything. Then I'm not doing anything. But real quick, I believe one of you was either silently, and you don't have to watch me rambling nor do karaoke, but should anybody want to, I did a tribute. So Robbie Robertson passed away, the penultimate. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, he got very upset. We knew that last night. Okay. We celebrate people that live that long. And the closet's open to have gotten all the swag. I know it's hard to see, but Stella's in over there rubbling around. You can't open the swag. Your gifts aren't in there. I'm sure there's gifts in there for you. There's gifts for both Susans if I ever get to the mailing. And thank you all. I am Stephen Jules Rubin. Real quick, promotionally or whatever. Um, I like cats. You didn't notice. Um, Get some light on this issue. Sorry for the backside. I think I wiped last week. Um, Maybe you don't hear me so well when I turn it away, but that's okay because I was talking about wiping my butt. You don't need to hear that. I did notice watching. So some of this I do so I can watch and learn. I did notice. I'm going to get a better mic. I'll leave it at that. Um, but that's okay. And I guess I could have had the music a little less loud, but I was also being, I almost said subconscious. I was being submarinal, I don't know, about my voice. And also, it was 10 o'clock is timeout. I can't tell if these people hear me or not timeout. And it was late, but fuck them. Anyway, so you heard what? I shouted? No. Yeah, no, I don't think it went quiet. I noticed not hearing quite everything in the previous that was recorded last night, not now, but same setup. Uh, some of the things I said, but it was more because I was than as in I wasn't enunciating than necessarily a mic issue. However, saving up to get a really good mic will be nice because we got a good camera. All right, so oh, I know how this is worse. Um, there you go. Now you can see Stella's busted. The reason why I'm saying this is the first is I've never. Oh, your baby girl dancing. That's right. We could have background music on, but yeah, why not? It actually makes sense. It doesn't make. I don't need to. No, it's kind of. That's arrogant. I was gonna say it's kind of fun to see myself in the background. I don't know. Yeah, here we go. Um, I don't usually. I've gotten used to listening to myself, so I'll finish my intro by having now 7 or 8 summers. I forget being a volunteer DJ on 96.9 FM KMRDLP, Madrid, New Mexico. Fine community radio, all volunteer. www.kmrd.fm/listen or go to listen if you just Google Madrid, New Mexico Radio, there's only one. If you don't put New Mexico, you get a lot of Spanish stations. Um, so sometimes you got to listen to what you do to make sure it's high. And sometimes uh, uh, watching. So let's see. Let me know if there's weird echoes from your videos. But look, this here, that volume isn't okay. There's a little background. Do let me know. But I think that works. I could get up and check in the other room in a minute. See, now at the beginning of that video, and then I'll focus. But at the beginning, at the beginning of the, I don't see comments, so it must be okay, right? Or did I lose you? Nah. At the beginning of the karaoke trio, I was getting off my chest, and I said I felt better than I did after singing in particular. Anyway, somebody commented on that, I meowed out the grandma, the famous shit ass grandma's the arrow and radio, and I explained in my little notes. And somebody commented while I was at work right before I came in and did that last night recording of the trio for Robbie and the band. Um, they were like, "Why don't you do original content?" And then I mouthed off, and I was like, "What?" And I've noticed what I just noticed now was a positive comment on my Roger Waters tribute that's years old, or the tribute to Roger. And I say if it's not my material, or that I mixed it up or whatever, it's not like I'm saying I made this thing. Um, that's not true, but that's not what I did. It's not what I've ever done. I never take credit. And anyway, even if I should, I don't. um, um, take credit for being a lunatic. Did I turn the chat off? Or are you just not saying anything? Are you dead? Are you there? Did I chase you off? Okay, I guess you are. Uh, Let me know if you are still there and if it sounds okay with the music in the background. I can turn the music up or down. So anyway, to get into the unveiling, um, wrap up with the comment stuff. Okay, thank you. Oops. And can you even hear the band? Look at a beautiful cat. I want to Okay, no, that's fine. I'm going to download this and have this for later. That's what I was saying. As part of doing this. So, yeah, I put on. Okay, I got one second. So not only did I not leave that on the screen, I don't think you hear that. So I don't need to watch that. That makes sense that it's not going to record what's going on the computer. But watch this. So the background, we're going to get the background and we're going to do this so that I'll be able to download this later. And as I wrote in the description of this, I have lots of wrong one. I have lots of things to unpack, and that caused it I was trying to show you, but we're doing not today. This I know one of you has. Sorry about those power issues back east. There we go. So this volume becomes too much. Look, Free Biscuit. Tell me. Yeah, no, that makes sense that you didn't hear it that whole first time because it wouldn't record the mic that I keep picking up when you had a little static, which is definitely not as bad as that previous mic in previous years. So to finish the intro, um, Stephen Jules Rubin, once called Jules Otis Career Radio Nut host. Stephen Jules Otis Career Rubin. That's Stanley Otis Career Rubin dancing around and Stella Otis Career Rubin. I thought they might like a little music on. Okay. I'll be right back for real because I know what I can do. Speaking of dancing. But this is one sec. Make sure you're not looking at the table. There he is. There's a nice cat. There's the other one. There you go. Now I do like having me on the TV, and then I can read your chat easier. So that in the background should be fine. We're learning together. Thank you for your patience. If that's too loud in the background, let me know. I put it at my birth, age 49. So before I get into this, just let me know if the background music from the bedroom is too loud. And as I finish introducing myself and getting into this, now I don't know what to put it. And grabbing stuff, I knew it was going to be a bit of a nightmare to get to the right box. And I realized I actually had two band things. I had a smaller with the deluxe edition. I could have found that last night, but didn't. We'll get into that someday. My beautiful purple ukulele. Tags are on there implying the truth that I don't know how to play it yet. Sound is good. You can hear that the band is playing right, but you can still hear me. Please don't do it. Don't do it. That's I heard that. What was that here? Oh. All right. As we wrap up about the comment thing, as I said in the other video, it's just like, even if somebody has a lot of followers, you should be nice, but realize that somebody with although I guess I'm up to 100 or 300 or something, but whatever it is, right. Well, now the music's only playing in one place, so it should be stereo in a good way, though, not echoey. Um, um, you know, I said you can make mean comments, but I'm going to comment back. I'm not gonna fight you necessarily. That person I did end up pissed me off so much. When I saw this person judges me for falsely saying I'm stealing or whatever, being unoriginal. I said I posted the shit ass grandmas meowed out so I could air it on my community radio show for birthday fun. And I'm sure they're dead, A, sadly, and B, wouldn't care if they weren't dead. And I said, if you're the person who posted this, then rudely saying, why am I, like I've ever, like you knew who I was. Maybe he did, in which case, what a weirdo for following me and then saying that. So I guess the point is, if you want to be critical, but not an asshole. Like, so he was just being an asshole. I looked at his no posts. I was like, dude, you're a donkey fucker. So I was like, you can report me, and I didn't call him a donkey fucker. I ended up getting rid of his comment. But the only reason I remember that now is because I just saw a comment I'll read after about praising the Roger Waters thing. So the things that I've posted, and then I'll get into this, because as I've said several times, I do plan to. I bought a lot of merch and swag, and I have points now to share, and I've never done an unboxing. Um, I don't. I do live stream. As I said, I'm going to finish. Um, I'm not showing you my hairiness. Sorry, I don't have my light handy. But I have a flashlight. Oh, that's. I was like, when I said I didn't have my mic, but it's not charged. But Susie was writing me off, my friend who's in here, about getting mics, external mics. You don't want to carry it. You want to, if you want one. And that's what I need, is a better mic. That's what I'll get. Anyway, one sec. Okay, now we're going to do this thing. Stanley. That's right. Welcome on the band, if you heard that or not. And so, radio every Sunday, 3 to 6. You can stream 96.9 FM, www.KMRD. What things are, I know, charging, right? I'm getting there. That was a nudge. I got it. Here we go. Um, you're in. So there's something in here for you. So there. What do you think about that? um, uh, so every Sunday except for this one, because I'll be on the East Coast. Mama turning 80, going to Maine briefly, where that big feller cat came from, his heritage, and then down to Baltimore. And I think I chased Oregon off, but that's okay. We love her. And so this will be the first of many, eventually, whether I do them as live or the way I usually do things. So, Jules Works Follies, finishing that shit uh, as the last of every month. Oh, I did need to look. See, this is important because I've been meaning to look at the calendar. Today is the 10th. The last Monday of the month is the 28th. I'll be gone through the 19th. From Wednesday the 16th, I'm telling myself, it's very important that you hear this. Um, with Mom from Maine to Baltimore through Saturday. There's a crab feast set up. If we're going to Maine and not eating lobster, I'm never doing it with my family again. But we will be. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to talk to them. If they say I talk too much, I'm going to just say, oh, fine. I'll be over there eating lobster you're paying for. And so Sunday the 20th, I'll be back on air. The cleaners come back. This is what I needed to check. The 21st, not the 14th when I won't be here, so don't worry about that. The 28th is Monday, so that is 2 weeks from the 14th. So that means I have 2 weeks to put out every month. We do the Jules Works Follies end of monthly live stream, almost a week. So Uncle DTT, the employer, the friend, the boss. I knew I needed one thing. Scissors. He's gone. Don't do it. Don't break my heart. Uncle DT's barbecue head is in one of the bags over there. Uncle DT's barbecue. Uncle DT trained with Kent Blacks, the famous barbecue maestros, and um, and I would say in the future, one thing I've learned is to be more ready. But one thing you'll learn about me is I'm a distractor. Metaphysical Biscuit, Sunday Funday, Domingo Chico, and the Rhythm of Threes is the radio show's full title. It's 3 to 6 Mountain Time. Playbacks are on Jules Otis 13 Jules, as I am Stephen Jules Otis, Career Ruben. Jules's alter ego has been Otis Career. Here, Sammy, have something fun to play with. Let's see, does he think that's fun? That's okay. That was a good question for me to know too. So we're all set with the scheduling shit that I needed to look at. I know we all need to get going, so we're gonna get into this. The 28th will be the Jules Works 31st end of monthly. We just did recently our take on the Christmas in July phenomenon that seems to be doing pretty well. It cooled things off for a little bit, and then we got a real rain the other night. Let everybody stay cool, stay safe. As if I'm saying bye, I'm actually about to start doing the point of this. So, and sometimes there's better, more light, but who cares? It says I'm a great cat dad, best cat dad ever. Oregon's back, I think. Hi, Oregon. You came back just in time for me to not be rambling like you. These two loyally, lovingly listen to my radio show. I love them. Some of the stuff is for each of you. I'm not sure if Oregon's gift is in what I'm going to open now. It can't be too long because it's already twice as long as I promised him. But here we go. So I'm not going to turn on overhead lighting. I'd rather do a flashlight. As long as you can see, there you go. The label I'm about to take off. Don't fuck the computer up. That's heavy. Should be. It was expensive. This is one of the first. I think the first box that I bought that I'll open in a different video was the Who's. The Who Sell Out. It has all that cool stuff and the beans. They have a new one coming out, but I like Who's Next, but I don't think I need more Who. I didn't remember until getting these boxes and not creating an avalanche over there. That's a flashlight. It's early for me. Not creating an avalanche as I could have in the closet. Stella's curious. She's dancing. So the band's back playing in the bedroom from, I don't know, somebody else got in. She didn't say anything, but there's another viewer. Um, she was there. The band, music from Big Pink 50th anniversary, super deluxe edition, newly remixed, remastered, high resolution surround sound, 6 bonus tracks, Peace in the Valley, and all new liner notes. Includes the Blu-ray audio CD, 2 LPs, 180 gram, 45 RPM, the weight, 7-inch single booklet, collectible disc by Elliot Landry. And the reason why I read that is because I'm not keeping the plastic. Some people probably do. Okay, FBI warning. I'll share with who I want. I paid a lot of money. So I had that. Who won was first, but this was one of the first. And mostly I get them either directly from the musician. I think it's mirrored. But the back, music from Big Pink, or this You Discover website because I got a lot of points. So there's years of Quarantine's purchases. Can you see that? There's a few, but I can't do many because he's got to go. No, that causal avalanche would be really bad because there's containers of things. No, please, you have your own. You've had plenty of messages. Music from Big Pink. There it is. So in the some of the video clips of Robbie speaking. By the way, this is R.I.P. Robbie Robertson. Rick Denker, the band reformed without Robbie after the last waltz in the 80s a little bit. Robbie went on to do a lot of great soundtracks, mostly with Scorsese, who had made the last waltz. As Susie pointed out, truthfully, not here just now, Flowers is something, the movie that Scorsese has coming out with a terrific cast. I think reteaming. I think it's DiCaprio and De Niro. So you can say neither are bankable. Irishman ended up on Netflix because no studio would pay. It was expensive, but still for Scorsese, and they said that Pacino and De Niro with Scorsese for the first time. It also had Keitel and Joe Pesci, who hadn't been in film for decades, weren't bankable stars, which in a box office bullshit way, they're not. But anyway, Scorsese is the one filmmaker alive who still just is like a film student, and it's amazing. He put out a movie most of you don't know that I think got a couple tech Oscar nominations a few years ago. Not that I care about Oscars, but shout out to Willie and his son. This was something I got during quarantines in a mixed bag. That was fun. So as I guess this is the theme of quarantines is not enough to go for me, that it's time to start doing this and figure out how to play the ukulele and guitars I have. You get to the post office and mail gifts that are a year or two delayed. I didn't say that on purpose. So Robbie Robertson passed away around the 9th of this being the 10th of August 2023 at 80. And what was weird is just like when Loretta Lynn passed away a couple years ago and I commented for no reason, a lot of people are living longer. I'm 49, as I said about the volume in the room, and so born in 74. Even in the 90s, drug stuff, Cobain, etc., not being part of what I'm talking about real quick is people didn't live as long. All these people 80 to 100. So, our dear friend in the Jules First Follies, to finish talking about that, it's a free YouTube live stream at 5 o'clock at the end of each month. I think we're sticking with Mondays, so it'll be the last Monday of August. You can watch thousands at this point of hours of free, crazy content, variety show, music, etc. JULES, WRKS Follies, and you can watch live at 5 o'clock on the last, like I said, Mondays. We had done Saturdays, we jumped around, but Mondays are what's going to work, I think. And chat with these good people. And yeah, you didn't see the ukulele a minute ago? All right, this is good. Real quick, guys. And the sun don't shine anymore. Purple. That's a real one. See, I keep the tags on. Okay, I think that's a C. I'll learn. I'm sure it's not tuned. Oh, I'm gonna be great. You think I'm awful karaoke whittle? I can play my 3 chords. We got Sun Don't Shine. This is in charge anymore. Okay. We shall be released. And I have my training guitar. I'm having a hard time getting my midlife crisis guitar, Loretta Waller Walden back, but I will. It's just scheduling, and the person that has it needs to be fixed by a professional anyway. Is hard to communicate. He's been responding the next day. I'm like, that was like yesterday, 2 days ago. So one more time, just to be promotional. If you want, there are years of interviews with the likes of Kirk Ellis, Danny Groundhog Day Rubin, Kirk Ellis, who does some great. He did John Adams in the forthcoming Benjamin Franklin series. Al Shackman, who in Nina Simone's own words was her best friend, musical director, guitar accompanist, and best friend 4 years after her child, and a lot of Northern New Mexico local talents, and me playing music at that Mixcloud, and then every Sunday, except for this coming one, every Sunday except for the ones not, 3 to 6 Mountain Time. You can also find the community radio station I'm typing, all volunteer, at on TuneIn and other apps. And the last logistical is, if you want, I might start that Patreon has a new thing where you can either, it might be permanent now. You can let people join free either forever or for a period. So if people do join, other than the one member, I'll do more stuff like this, and that'll be great, wouldn't it? Ha! And the last logistical thing, other than Jules Works, in 1 sec, is you don't have to do anything. Obviously, I'm doing this because I'm a lunatic. But if you feel like helping the efforts of getting a better mic and me being better, and there you go. Last thing is, I haven't created the link for the coming final end of August 31st monthly Jules Works, but that will be here. So now, Robbie Robertson, R.I.P., Rick Denko had alcoholism struggles, Richard Manuel took his own life, they reformed, I forget exactly this. I do want to know that. It was around the same time. I generally don't look things up. What I'm not sure at the moment, in live or whatever. 99, Danko passed away. He was the coolest bass dude ever. And Richard Manuel was 86. So they didn't reform in the 90s. Well, I don't think they did. Now no one's watching. Susie, are you there? Well, it'll be on. I'll keep going. I might have lost my fan. So anyway, yeah, that's it. But now I kind of am worried if Susie isn't there. It makes no difference. Hey, what did I just say? Garth Hudson, I can say this while I wait and see if Susie can return or carry on. Garth Hudson is the last living member of the band, Um, and music from Big Pink here. Actually, the lighting works because you can see what you're supposed to see. Except for can't read. CD1 is the album. Tears of Rage, To Kingdom Come, In a Station, Caledonia Mission, The Wait, We Can Talk, Long Black Veil, Chest Fever, Lonesome Susie. This Wheels on Fire shall be released. And then the bonus tracks on the first CD from the special edition of the music from Big Pink. The Yazoo Street Scandal outtake, Tears of Rage alternate take, Long Distance Operator outtake, Lonesome Susie alternate version. Well, we'll have to get that for the Susans on the Metaphysical Biscuit. Key to the Highway outtake, I Shall Be Released, acapella previously unreleased. I've heard some unreleased I Shall Be Released, but I don't know about that one. And then there's a Blu-ray 5.1 surround. I have 7.1 surround. Not the bedroom. That's what it has everything. Oh right, they do the where they put on the Blu-ray because it sounds better on a CD if you have a Blu-ray player. And then there's LPs in here that we're about to see. There's a 45, side 1, Tears of Rage, to Kingdom Come, side 2, In a Station, Caledonia Mission, and The Wait, side 3, We Can Talk, Long Black Veil, Chest Fever, side 4, Lonesome Susie, This Wheels on Fire, I Shall Be Released. There's a dot for some reason. The Wait, original 68 7-inch capital single. The Wait, and I Shall Be Released. Music from Big Pink. Once more, there is the Big Pink house. This is the front of the album. And so, as Levon tells, they didn't have a name. They were toying with either being the Honkies or the Crackers. They had come from the Ronnie Hawk and the Hawkins, a Canadian band that loved American music. Levon, he gave up credit to people that Levon was the only American in the group. No, I lost my viewers, but that's okay. We're going to carry on. So, this is the beautiful booklet. And this is what you get when you buy these kinds of things. It's pretty cool. I like the ones that do have CDs and records. So, we got Big Pink. A pink. Oh, good. I wanted to say what Big Pink was. Or quote Robbie or whatever, paraphrase. A pink house seated in the sun of Overlook Mountain in West Socrates, New York. Big Pink bore this music and these songs along its way. It's the first witness of this album that's been thought and composed right there inside its walls. The band: Jamie Robbie Robertson, Rick Denko, Richard Manuel, Garth Hudson, Levon Helm, John Simon, producer, and Robbie Robertson, one of the first native folks to be very successful in a whatever white skinned people's realm rock. Also, what's fascinating is Robbie didn't know until his mom told him later in life that his real biological father, who he never knew, was a Hebrew Jewish fella, a Hebrew gangster. Who, I guess depends on what you believe, died in a car crash or was murdered. So anyway, fascinating life. And yes, there's some controversy about, he was the one that wanted the band to split and whatever with the royalties. But as I said in the other video, with Pink Floyd, that's not really our place. We don't know the things. What we do know is that towards the end of his life, Robbie and Levon were estranged. That Levon survived several bouts of cancer. He did live in Woodstock. The band famously played at Woodstock, and it was a mess, but that sounds great still. But not their fault, it was a mess. But Levon settled in Woodstock and would do his rambles. I think his daughter carries them on. I know she does. And Robbie has a beautiful, touching story of being at Levon's bedside as he's dying. He's unconscious, and being there with his brother, saying "I love you," who he hadn't been in touch with for years. And then Robbie put out the We Were Brothers um, just a few years ago, right as the shutdown was getting heavy or whatever. Terrific doc. His take on it. There is easier. They're all pretty easy to find. If not fully, there have been playlists of and pieces that Harry Dean Stanton narrated doc. I think it was one of those VH1 about a record about a band. It might have been about their next album, not the one in my hands. Um, this is music from Big Pink, and that's a terrific doc. And of course, The Last Waltz by Scorsese. It says stereo, playable on stereo and mono phonographs. There you go, Susie. You'll watch it later. Music from Big Pink, 1968. America was wrapped up in a blanket of rage. Bob Dylan wrote in his 2004 memoir, Chronicles, Volume 1. Students at universities were wrecking parked cars, smashing windows. The war in Vietnam was sending the country into a deep depression. The cities were in flames. The bludgeons were coming down. The back-to-back assassinations of MLK in April and RFK in June from the West. America was at war, says Bob Dylan in a bad Jules impersonation, sinking into a murderous rage. If you saw the news, Dylan went on, you'd think the whole nation was on fire. That's the cover of the album as well. I won't read you this entire booklet. Oh, I definitely won't. But we can look through it. Oh, like that. So there's the band. Great photos from the Big Pink. There's the single that I think we have in here, The Wait. Oh, I stick with the union. This was the music that hopefully lived in a time and space that you couldn't quite put your finger on. Robbie Robertson. Look at it, Robbie and Levon. That's what I'm saying and that's what, and we were brothers, Things happen, but things happened, and they don't stop. Levon and Rick's house, Woodstock, New York, 68. So Rick had out, unless they just mean the Big Pink. I shall be released. The Wait. Nice band photo. They did this old-timey thing. So 68, that's what's another of the many interesting, fascinating, great things about the band. If you think about, and they played with Dylan, by the way. When Dylan was going electric, getting booed, and Levon was not a big fan of that, so I think he bowed out of some of the tour. But the band toured as Bob Dylan and did some great stuff with Bob Dylan. And then the basement tapes. Lunch at the Socrates Diner. Rick, Garth, Robbie, Levon, and Richard. I must have eaten too, but I have no memory of anything other than how difficult it was to get all of them into the photo and in focus. 68, of course. Elliot Landy, I jumped to the credit to point out about the difficulty of focus. It was my not personal style to go behind the counter and take a picture. I was never comfortable with what I perceived as being intrusive. But there they are. And since no one's watching, carrying on, Garth, the last living member of the band as of August 10th, 2023. Garth Hudson, outside of Big Pink, Easter Sunday, West Socrates, New York, 68. There's the big spread. There's a lot of text I'm not reading. And that's a good duo. There's Levon and Danko. Is that Danko? Yeah. And Danko and Danko. Above opposite Rick and Levon had just moved into a new house in the Bearsville section of Woodstock. So that must be around where Levon wound up living for the rest of his life. And west of Allegheny Mountain Road, we planned to drive around and look for the right place. Instead of leaving right away, we walked around back and took photos, portraits, and group shots. Then went back inside, smoked a bit, and nice. I gazed out the picture window. Right, the perfect spot. Woodstock, New York, 68, Elliot Landy. Did the photos. It didn't say yet who did the album cover. Having fun. Smoking a little. There's Robbie. Again, R.I.P. Robbie. The band. We're almost through this book, but actually there wasn't that much text, but I'm not going to read it. On that page. Oh yeah. We got the little sunlight change outside through there. Garth doing his thing. Garth played clavicle, all kinds of cool stuff. And in those docs I mentioned, the Wait has some clips of them. The Wait, the Last Waltz, and then that doc I mentioned, just great stuff of them talking about their music. Richard Manuel at the house he shared with Garth on Spencer Road, Woodstock '68. Uh, Richard Manuel had, a lot of people don't know this in the other video. While they know Danko hit a lot of the high notes very well, it makes no difference. I should be released. The super high notes were often Richard Manuel, but he spoke in a very deep voice. He was built kind of like me. As I said in the Last Waltz, yes, it is a known thing that he kind of looks like Scorsese. That I'm talking about Richard Manuel. Levon Helm also, Robbie Robertson a little acting in a lot of movie soundtracks. And I was saying the forthcoming Scorsese movie, he did complete the soundtrack. Um, that'll be out sometime. This again being August of 2023. Levon, I meant in the other video, I forgot of his movie credits. He had an interesting little cameo in a decent movie Shooter with Mark Wahlberg. Became a decent TV show, but he won an Oscar for playing Loretta Lynn, Spacey's ex-father, and he had a great role with Sam Shepard as the real character. Got a stick of payments? Let me stick of payments, would you? Would say Sam Shepard's the great pilot. Chuck Yeager and Ridley is his name. Loan me a stick, I'll get you back. And Levon perfectly, fair enough. And then that was his good luck charm for breaking sound barriers. And the band outside Levon and Rick's house in West Ohio Mountain Road. This was the third Big Pink album photo session. Later in the day, got the shot we need. And that one is Richard Manuel, Easter Sunday, Big Pink in West Agades, the town in Woodstock where Dylan and Albert Grossman lived. Woodstock had been home to several utopian artist communities. Oh, I wish Susie wasn't missing this part. During the previous 60 years and had the artistic vibe, a special, gentle place to be, West Agades, New York, 68. Well, if anybody knows any places like that in 2023, let us know. This booklet, we're almost through. Morning at Levon and Rick's, I was invited to stay over whenever I wanted, so I had crashed on the couch the night before. Garth, standing, Rick, seated far right, Levon. Okay. And that one is probably the house. From the next of kin photo session, which was the first time I met some of the guys, and the first time I photographed them as a group, Rick Denko's Uncle Lee's farm, Canada, Elliott Landing. As soon as I turned around and looked at it, so I don't think that's a big picture. So we've already read this. Reissue credits, anybody, a lot of credits, but art direction, Susan Levy. You're back! How much did you miss, Susie? I just went through the booklet and said a few things to you. But let's carry on. So there we are. Oh, what is that? Okay. So I went through the booklet. I didn't read. Oh, okay. I don't know whether you had lost it. You didn't use any of it. All right. So this looks like the sleeve. Hang on. Don't drop shit. You gotta be careful when you do this shit. This shit was expensive and important. I'm not. Beat the fuck out of me. Ophelia. Okay, well, you can watch later. I'm getting through. I gotta stop pretty soon to get ready and work and stuff. So that's the, speaking of George Harrison, that looks like him. What George Harrison had said, I said in the other video about the band, is, whatever with what the four of us did, which I've been joking, he meant the four mop-headed guys. I don't mean us, me and George. We do go way back. But anyway, that George was a big fan of the band, and you just didn't know who was doing what, and blah blah blah. I heard something interesting recently. It wasn't so much just about melodies and harmonizing, because it was a good point. It's not like the brother, the country music beloved or soul music. These families that sing together and they harmonize perfectly. that what made the band extra special was the way that you could they weren't necessarily just harmonizing. You couldn't necessarily distinguish. And if you watch any of the stocks I've mentioned, you can see the various guys at the mixing board, Robbie in particular, breaking it down. That's really fascinating of how of isolating Garth going from the organ to the clavicle, of playing what Denko on bass and Robbie on guitar doing, and then the singing. So anyway, now we got to be real careful here. We got the weight of 45. Music for the Big Pink, J.R. Robertson, Jamie Robbie Robertson. All of them are credited, produced by John Simon. So that side, let's see, I can't see what you're seeing. Sorry for the glare. I'll have more light in the future, so I don't have to do a flashlight. But anyway, that's the weight, and that is I Shall Be Released. Might be the only time this comes out of the sleeve. All right. Uh-oh. That created the time. The beautiful packaging. Good thing I got my first class double recliner couch with cup holders. Yeah, we're not taking things out of sleeves anymore. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. No, I'm not just going to set it aside. Thank you for watching. I'm ripping. Come on. This is the first of what will be many things to unpack of box sets and cool things acquired during shutdowns. And then there's new stuff too. I see what's going on. Okay, I may have lied. There we go. I got it. I was about to just give up for now. No, I'm not taking anything out of anything anymore in that way. All right, I won't break it. But this has some beautiful stuff, cool looking, and some of the stuff when they put them on YouTube, you can see these kinds of cool images of the notes they had back in the day. So there's the CDs. No, we're not going to measure what's these nuts. There's a calendar. Look at that. They scheduled organ, 8 harmonicals. I don't know if that's a calendar. It looks like a calendar. Caledonia, chest fever. If you missed, there's special Lonesome Susie outtakes on here. Key to the Highway. All right. So that was that part of it. And what's in here? This is photographs by Elliot Landy. This is a lithograph, right? These are the collectibles. So when you buy these things, you get to keep certain things. So eventually, I'll put this. I have some frames. This will be a good one to go up on the wall. And the photo they decided to give you a special print of. I don't think it says much about it because it was in that book, I think. No, it wasn't. But Elliot Landy's photo of the band. So stylish, nice hats, nice mustache. The mustache is not quite. This is late 60s. The mustaches are the 70s. So that's on this side, Manuel, Garth, the one still alive, Levon, Robbie Robertson just passed away, Rick Denko, walking stick. Had a great walking stick for a while. And here they are, two more, hanging out on a cabin. One would think that's a big cabin, but I'll sign it myself. I've seen this photo. This is an iconic photo. You got Denko, Hudson, as I said, kind of like me, Richard Manuel, Levon, and Robbie on the far side. Okay, and ooh, Lordy, that's got to tell us who did this. That's the album itself. You've probably seen that image. So they were going to be the Honkies and the Crackers. They were going to be the Crackers. They were the band that formed out of the uh, Ronnie Hawk and the Hawkins, but they didn't know what they weren't really worried about having a name. I forget what record label the story. Oh, this is a good one you're going to see in a minute. Here, um, that's a great one. Obviously wasn't too keen on that they had settled on calling it the Crackers, but it was going to come out as music from the Big Pink by the Crackers. And as Levon says, there was a sigh of relief when it came out as simply music from Big Pink, the band. There's a version that says that somewhere. There's the Big Pink House. Stereo play. Oh, Susie, if you weren't, what I said was, look, it's playable stereo and mono. Pink House sits seated in the sun of overlook. Oh, I don't know if you heard I did that bad Bob Dylan earlier. A pink house seated in the sun of Overlook Mountain in West Socrates, New York. Big Pink, boyless music, and these songs along its way. It's the first witness of this album that's been thought and composed right there inside its walls. Dylan was around too with the basement tapes that later got released. Album design, Milton Glaser. There you go. Cover painting, Bob Dylan. Not surprised. I've said many, many, many times, obviously Bob Dylan, great poet. Not generally versions of his songs are better by other people. His artwork is great, his bourbon is great, and his theme time radio show is great. So that's who did the art. Not surprised. Not surprised. I'm sure I knew that at some point. And then what is this photo? Next of kin. Careful, there's a record in here, man. Look at that. Can you see up in the someone's parents there? And that's everybody. It's a family. I don't know if it says. But reissue producers of Claremont, Ludwig. I'm trying to see if it says who they are. Oh, no. You just got to know. Next of kin. So it's their kin. Ooh, someone's got a pretty lady in there. Maybe her daughter is looking, this would be 68 photo, is looking for a drunkard's dream. Julesie's here. Drunkard's dream, if you ever did see one. I'm a cat lover. All right. So, Tears of Rage by Dylan and Richard Manuel on side one to Kingdom Come Robertson. Side two, In the Station, Richard Manuel. Caledonia Mission, Robertson. The Wait, Robbie definitely wrote. Side three, We Can Talk, Manuel. Long Black Veil is a classic. MJ Wilkin and D. Dill. That's one of those songs I'm sure people argue over right. Chest Fever, Robinson. So he was a great writer too. He didn't sing as much, he harmonized or whatever, but he was a great writer, obviously. Lonesome Susie, Richard Manuel, not surprised. Later took his own life, sad, beautiful, deep voice, spoken, sang high. Dylan and Danko, This Wheel's on Fire. Oh man, I can imagine super mellow rock star in a sweatshirt, Rick Danko and eccentric Bob Dylan writing together. And Dylan, of course, wrote I Shall Be Released. Beautiful song, particularly right now for Robbie Robertson. I think these are black vinyl, so I won't take them out. Yes. Black vinyl, sometimes you get colored vinyl. This was technically the digital box set, so I love that it's both. There, maybe it wasn't. Whatever. Okay, that's it. Well, that one, we'll put it back together. I'm going to try gently to put this 45 away. And, oh, there we go. See? Where was that? That was in here. I really would like to put it back together again so I don't have to think about it. And there's going to be, for one thing, a couple bonus openings right now, but not much. Because I realized in my stupidity that I had bought a smaller, so it won't be all this, just recently of a different album. I figure at least one box set of each artist is justifiable, so I have the Who Sell Out for a different opening. I have Cat Stevens, Teaser and Fire Cat. Again, not today. I have what are supposed to be in there? I have the Rolling Stones. I got the Goat's Head Soup. A lot to choose from, but that's another fun one. I think we saw that. I think it was just supposed to go in there. Oh, you know what? We didn't see this. The band. Let me sit there and look at it while I'm reading. So the photos. I walked around them, the one that you're looking at. I walked around them taking pictures as they all tried to fit on the bench. I don't think they had done that before. Big Pink is behind them on the left. Easter Sunday, West Socrates, New York 68. There's the house. There's a humble little house. Taken during the porch one. Taken during our third session of month of shot for the Big Pink. We already had some great photos. They felt we didn't have the perfect one for them. By then I considered the photo I wanted great, but I hadn't found the right landscape. So that's them on the porch. And then staying in the field. After much searching, we found the right spot right outside their window. Or did it find us? Von Rick's yard, Woodstock, New York 68. Again, I assume that that's where, or near, where Levon spent the rest of his life. Levon, as most of you know him, it is spelled with an E, but it would technically be pronounced Levon. So again, R.I.P. Robbie Robertson. Hudson, I almost like that, remains a living member of the band. He's the one that did the most archiving, apparently, of One More Time, of things like that. He was very good at notes, the basement tapes we may never have gotten, if not for Garth. And we went through this booklet, and now we put this back. Ooh, take this. All right, there it is. It's the first witness of this album that's been thought and composed right there inside its walls. It says on the bottom of the box, Big Pink for this music, and these songs, I'll tell you in a second, along the way, you should be closing. Do you want to go that way? Did I do it wrong? No. These songs along the way, like I said, this is the first time I've ever done an unboxing, so we're learning things. Is it all sideways? It does look a little stretched. So, as I'm hopefully fixing this one more time, R.I.P. all the members of the band, the only band. Yeah, I did it wrong. I did it. I'm glad I figured it out. Sorry. Thank you for putting up with me. Anyone it is. The only band out that will ever really be deservingly to be called the band. One more time because it's funny. They were going to put out that album as the Crackers. 1, 6, 7, 8. All right. So, quick bonus. This just came. Just new released. Ravi Shankar, Family and Friends CD that has some not too well known music that was just released of Ravi. I Am Missing You. Lakshma Shankar's song I'm not going to try to pronounce. So it's got a lot of chants. All songs by Ravi except track 1 arranged by Harrison. Lyrics except 5 by Shankar. 5 is Janet. So they're chants and such. And then Dream, Nightmare, and Dream. Music for a Ballet by Robbie. An Overture. Part 1, Dream, Positivity, Joy, Love, Dance, Ecstasy. Part 2, Nightmare. Lost Rage, Lost Words. Part 3, Dawn, Awakening, Peace, and Hope. That's on there. And it comes with Ravi Shankar, Chants of India. Not make a video about those. Produced by George Harrison. Harry Songs, it says. And in this box also Dark Horse Records, George's label, Shankar and Friends. Contribution Robbie Shankar, George Harrison, Billy Preston, Ringo, Klaus Forman, and more limited edition Orchid vinyl. Shankar, Family and Friends. So that does mean one thing. This one, I'll show you In the bonus unpacking, real quick, the I don't even have a record player yet. Mostly I collect this stuff, particularly colored vinyl. And as you can see, I'm not any sort of master at opening and closing things, so I don't want to do too much of that. But that was worth it. That is Peacocky Feather playing music. Oh, where are you? Batty, wings don't fail me now. Um, this will be short. So I'm not going to read all these credits. I'll read you this. In the form of the dwarf Vamana, you decide Bali, and with the sweat of your toenails, sanctify the earth. O Kishava, Lord of the world, all victory to thee. Under the name of Pasarama, wash away the sins of the world with the blood of the warrior. Kachas, O Kishava, Lord of the world, all victory to thee. These are chanting things. So I'm going to go to the last one. In the form of the terrifying comet Dhumketu, you appear as Kalki with sword drawn to destroy the aliens. O Kashawa, Lord of the world, all victory to thee. And that's some credits for the Shankar family and friends. So they give you the sleeve and poster credits. Scene 1, Dream opens, subscribes to music, pretty images. Well, I didn't realize this was going to be, it should be because I paid for it. Such good stuff. So we'll do an opening of this later. And Dark Horse Records, I wanted to get to the orchid of vinyl. Ready? Careful. Ooh! Light, purpley, orchid vinyl. That. Shankar family and friends. Away with you. Away with me. And that was there. So that was the just put out. I want to open that. I don't know if that's color bio or not. I'm a liar. Let's find out real quick. At this point, no one's watching. The color of that. There's a lot of stuff in here, so we will do another unboxing of that. Again, this has mostly been and will end soon for Robbie Robertson and the band. And there is another of theirs to come. This is a tight fit, so I'm not gonna mess around with it much. We'll find out later what's in there. Future surprises. Who cares? What things that aren't yours? But it could be. These are things I purchased. All right. So this little box was something I got a long time ago. This is an easy one. I thought it was great that when the anniversary, these things come out for anniversaries of the Banana album, rather than trying to do a reboot of something that would need a tribute. With Kurt Vile, Fountains DC, Iggy Pop, Matt Sweeney, King Princess, Sharon Beaton, and more, and you played the lotto for whose signature you got, I have a signed Kurt Vile pressing of something else. So the only one I would have wanted was Thirsty More, and I got it. Thirsty More on the Banana. The iconic Velvet Underground and Nico Banana album. That's called I'll Be Your Mirror Tribute. And I'm about to get to the finale, but I did get this edition of, like I said, I got Gotet Soup. I have a lot of Stone stuff and smaller ones. But that's just the Japanese release of, it's all in Japanese, so I don't remember what this is right now. But I know it was cool. And Soul Hat at the Black Cat. That's something that will be gifted to someone listening, hopefully still. Thanks from Jackie Benson, a terrific DIY artist. What does it say? A gift for you, thanks from Jackie. And I did get some cool music and videos to watch. Little Stevie from Disciples of Soul, who I've been completed again with um, um, the E-Band, Bruce Springsteen. Now, I thought there was something in here, Susie, from Susie, but I think I may have gotten it. It looks empty, unless it's dead. Yeah, I guess I got what was in there, but that's okay. I can use protection for things. This is a ridiculous album. I got finished noise music that I just figured I'd show you. I didn't know if it would take so long. Oh, yeah, I probably did, didn't I? The Beatles 50th. I'll read someday. What are you doing over there? You got something to play with, don't you? Oh, yeah. What's in that box? Stella? What's this? Catzilla! That was probably what was sent from Susie. I don't know, Stella. What's in there? And this was a band we found during an Ice Age, a Finnish, Norwegian, whatever. And it came with some other swag. They're really good. That logo, just like a random live stream. So Stella, yes, I'm ending soon. You've got to get up because what's in there? I don't know, Stella, what's in it? Oh, this is perfect for you. Look, Stella's got a box. Oh. All right, and the finale that I had forgotten until all this stuff. Got this stuff during the karaoke premiere of what I recorded last night. Big box, but not too full. What do we got here? We got a few purchases. Ah, yes, I remember this. This was when this You Discover website has points. I mean, it has coupons, and I'm building up points that I'll eventually spend this year to get a lot of stuff. I don't know if I want Nirvana. Never mind. Beatles, let it be. Anyway, Italian. This is a special collection of Ennio Morricone, who did great soundtracks mostly for Sergio Leone movies. Quando l'amore è sensualita. Motown with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, a Symphony of Soul, featuring some of Motown's best loved singles with new orchestrations by the Royal Philharmonic. Abraham, Martin, and John with Beverly Knight duets and Marvin Gaye. What Became of the Broken Hearted? New comparison with Jimmy Ruffin on gold vinyl. Martha Reeves and the Vandellas. Marvin Gaye, The Temptations, The Supremes, Jackson 5, Four Tots, Smokey Robinson, The Miracles, Jimmy Ruffin, Billy Preston, Soretta with the Symphony of Soul. Dancing in the Street. Reach Out, I'll Be There. Heritage Grapevine. If you can see it. Marvin Gaye song. What Becomes of the Broken Hearted? The Cheers of the Clowns, Smokey Robinson, I'll Be There. Jackson 5. Supreme, Side B, I Hear Symphony. Abraham, John, My Girl, Just My Imagination, Temptations, Two Temptations, and Billy Preston with Soretta, with You I'm Born Again. And as I'll get to the finale here, Cahoots. Real quick, there's some Garth in the background, I bet you can hear. It's some kind of vinyl, so let's get to that. And then we're almost done. Thank you to nobody watching. It's just gonna be that hard. I'm not gonna do it right now. Come on, I'm on the side. That should be the one. I don't want to lose all the plastic. I'm sure you want an X-Acto or like a small knife or a butter knife or a finger nail. Good thing I don't cut my nails much. There we go. Just taking a long minute though. Come on. Aha! Got it. I was about to give up, so we got it. There you go. Shh. Can you hear that? Beautiful Garth. Okay, I am on the way wrong side. No, I'm not. Just gotta be careful. Which part was just a... are you kidding? There it is. I can see where I almost had. So anyways, as I'm wrapping up, again, Robbie Robertson, lots of material to see. online. The most recent is, we're not doing that. Is We're Brothers. There's the Harry Dean Stanton narrated. I can see how they have a hard time when they send you signed, which will be in future unboxings. I am Stephen Jules Otis Rubin. I have a troupe, the Jules Works Follies, that does a live stream, and I do a volunteer DJ every Sunday on KMRD. So anyway, the final one, this won't be so hard to open. You could do it with my fingernails. This is the Cahoots album. I didn't get the box set. It's the band being Levon Helm, Rick Dicko, Garth Hudson, Richard Manuel, Robbie Robertson. This being the 10th of August, 2023, with Robbie Robertson's passing, leaving Garth Hudson, the living member. Life is a Carnival. One of my favorites ever when I paint my masterpiece. Last of the Blacksmiths. Where to go from here? 4% Pint to Mine. Part 2. Shootout in Chinatown. The Moonstruck One. Thinking Out Loud. Smoke Single. Volcano. The River Hymn. In the background, you're probably hearing some of the King Biscuit Hour. My show is Metaphysical Biscuit, so that was part of why I put that on. Organ, Garth, this Cahoots. Let's see, they have Cahoots, they have music from Big Pink, and then there's Cahoots, and there's Stage Fright, and then the Acadian Driftwood, I think. All right, that's enough, because I don't even know what's in here other than the music. Wait a minute. Tight fit. I'd turn that up right now if I could. I will as soon as I end this in a minute. Something's coming out of here, I know it. So the other thing about these unveilings is they can be challenging. There we go, booyah! These are cracking. So that is a photo by Barry Wetzel. The band looking like they're somewhere in Europe. Now there's the 70s mustaches. The other album being 68. Okay. Anything else that I can get out of here? The record's black, so I'm going to do anything special with that. What is this? A card of some sort. This slide. Okay, we're going to end it. So thank you all. Anyone? R.I.P. Robbie Robertson. All I can say is, yes, I'm a loony. Be yourselves. We're only here for a short time. Don't take any judgment from me, swine, nor guff. But, like I said, sometimes those things, it's hard not to be irked. And you know, if you're going to take the time to comment positive or negative on something I post, I'm probably going to take the time to answer positive or negative. I'll put that away later. And the cats are going to say bye. Bye. Hey, Stanley. Hour and 15 minutes, it says, short my butt. This happens. Radio, except for this Sundays, 96.9 FM. Jules Works Follies end of each month. And I'll do some more unboxings that'll be shorter. Thank you. R.I.P. Be love. Much love. Do what you can. Enjoy while you can. And music, art, culture, whatever it is. Be the love.